Thank you, Craig. So, hello, everyone, Unlimited Wisdom family and community. I love you. So, welcome, Dustin, Mary, Scott, Matthew, probably my wife, and Ezra and Hannah are hanging out there. Sandy, Melody, Mr. Shoemaker, and Coach Bob. Thanks a lot for getting on here. And of course, the hostess with the mostest, Craig Jackman. So, I love and appreciate you guys. And today's title is Alive? uh, it's funny. I know you guys have seen this, and I seen this the other day, and I remember this statement in one of my mentors' trainings. And high faith is one of the things is that a lot of people, probably about the age of 25 or right in that age. For me, it was 27, when all of a sudden you just pretty much have done what everyone's told you to do. And so now what you're done is you went to school, you got a good job, you got married, you got a couple of kids, maybe a picket fence, whatever. And now what you're doing is you're just existing. You're not alive anymore. And I think if someone was going to get credit from this, but it probably what came down from generations to generations. But it was, most people are the age they are right now, but they basically stop living at the age in their mid 20s. In the mid 20s, they stop being alive, and they just exist, just each and every day. And I thought this would be a great subject before Professor Dana does drifting. If you guys haven't gone through that series yet, because me and Matt and Terry, my wife, had a conversation today, right? And it was really spun off yesterday's, blankety blank people. Because me and Matt were talking and Terry today, and it's just really unique that a majority of the people, and it's in the numbers, just would rather do anything than think, but they also would rather do anything than do what they're supposed to do. It's like what they're supposed to do is really not that difficult. And I remember Jim Rohn, when I first heard him say this, it's like everything that we need to do to be alive and fulfilled and happy, everything that we need to do is so freaking easy. But it's easier not to do those things. It's just so easy to get in that hypnotic habit that the drifting talks about, where, usually at this time I need to be doing something, but again, I'm just not going to do it. And so Matt's been really, really exciting and sharing some stuff with us, and he's working on it hard because now he's got AI, basically creating stuff for companies. And we're talking about, the whole concept of gamification. When I got on the power call, there was a lot of messages that I got on that. If you haven't watched the power call, and if you're not involved in any way, shape, or form with Immunotech, I guarantee you that you can still get a lot out of that video. But one of the things is that, Mike reached out to me afterwards, and I was just talking to him about this concept that some of you have heard me go through, which is, just how out there is your imagination for things that you want to create for you and your family. And if you have no imagination of what your life is going to be like in the future, then you just don't have a future. I'm pretty simple. So I tell people that if you don't move forward in life if you don't have anything to look forward to. Does that make sense? So what a lot of people do is, me and Matt were talking about, gamification and stuff like that, of what you can do. And if you guys hear, Mike says the same thing on every call. And he gets on there and he goes, I get just pounded with messages of when is the power call? And he's going, we got a WhatsApp. And then on that WhatsApp, we got one in English. We always tell people what's going on. If you have the Immunitech app, we let you know through the app when things are going on. And if you have your emails and have the settings to get emails, we'll send you an email. And he's going, but every time we do the power call, I get a bunch of people reaching out to me. How do I get notified about the power call? And he goes, again, I tell people, here's a link. I'll post it in here. Get on WhatsApp, and you'll be notified. Now, if I can tell a little bit on myself, I know you guys love that. I'm straightforward and blunt. You know what I mean? So the first thought I think about when I downloaded WhatsApp is, boy, the last thing I need right now is another app disturbing me. Okay? So I downloaded it. But as soon as I downloaded it, just like the rest of the apps that I have on my phone, all the notifications are off. I had a guy that I know really, really well, and he sent me a couple of messages on Facebook Messenger, and he goes, I've tried to call you for the last 3 days, and it just keeps sending me to voicemail. And he said, so I thought that you'd listen to voicemail and give me a call back. And I go, I don't check my voicemail. And he goes, it's instantaneously sends me to voicemail. The phone doesn't even ring. I call you and it just goes, hey, this is Robert Hollis. So he goes, I know your phone's not ringing. And I go, if you're not in my contacts, yeah, you're not getting me. How many of you have got your phone to that position? It's like, man, I wish they had all of those functions when I was really, really young and I had all the bill collectors calling me, because we didn't have email, right? So, but it's like, man, every bill collector was trying to call me. He just would never, ever get me. But it's like when you don't want to be alive and you don't want to be pestered, you don't want anything influencing your habitual I was going to say ritual
habit.
Huh?
Habits.
Oh, hypnotic habits. What is it? It's not habits.
Hypnotic, I don't know.
Hypnotic
Anybody?
rhythm.
That's
Hypnotic rhythm. Yeah. So it's like we all get very, very, very comfortable in our drifting and our hypnotic rhythm. This is the schedule. This is when I do what I do. And now for you to get into the living again, how do you do that? How do you all of a sudden go, I do this at this time? But why I did the people thing yesterday was just an instinct. And then I think after I did the people thing, it's like, how do you get people to do something? I think I've shared this with you guys for 39 years, and even before that, let's just say my entire life. You know what I mean? Is if you talk to anybody that has a traditional business, like I said yesterday, the number one thing they say is good help's hard to find. So how do you find good help? How do you get someone internalized where they want to live KAIZEN? KAIZEN, a Japanese word, never-ending improvement. Just each and every day, they get a little bit better. This used to be so much of my common talk that Craig would talk about it all the time. It's just, 1% better over a period of a year. You can take a few days off, but how many people would like to look back at the last 4 years and know they got 300% better than the year before? Wouldn't that just, and what if you could just dial it in on the things that are the most important to you? Like maybe health, or maybe, relationships with someone that you really, really care about, or a relationship with your creator. And I look at myself and I'm just like, the understanding of things. It's like, I'm really, really a fanatic. If you watched me every single day, the hypnotic rhythm that I've created is learning new stuff every day. That's what keeps me alive. And it also is this need that I know that I have. Maybe a lot of people don't have this, but I have a burning desire inside of me to grow, to learn more. And it's not to learn more and do more by impressing others. It's like I never, ever, ever do it to impress others. A funny thing, just on a side note, is how many of you guys seen the introduction that Mike gave me? And when I reached out to him, this is what I said to him. I said, I sent you a bunch of stuff, and I know you got some stuff from Chris and Josh. And I said, are you interested in introducing me with the real information, or do you want to do it with the multi-level information? And he goes, what do you mean? I said, hey, it's like horse manure. You know what I mean? You give a network marketer a story and it grows. And he giggled and he laughed. Then he gets on there, and now I've had 800,000 people in my group. It cracks me up that do you guys know people that do this? It's like the number just keeps getting bigger. And sometimes someone said to me, wow, you've made over $5 million in a year in residual income? And I go, no. And they're going, well, where'd that number come from? And I go, every time I got on stage was at a later date than the last time I was on stage. So everyone that gets on stage he's got to be making more money now than the last time he was introduced. But hi, Lisa Marie. Hi, Faith. Hi, Scott. Hi, Shelley. But this brings an incredible point, is that, me and Mike were talking, and he goes, your raw enthusiasm is just what's made you all your money. And he goes, I was telling Terry and Matt this. Mike and Mauricio, and Lisa Marie was there, but Mauricio and Mike had a meeting while I was talking on my part in Houston. And Mike told me that he had 3 people that are employees of Immunotech that went, if you don't get this guy on stage in front of everyone in the company, you're out of your mind. So now I guess I'm a guest speaker in Colombia. And they're paying for my flight, my hotel room, my meals, everything. And I'm just like going, wow. So then Luis Landeros, a guy that I had in my group for 7 years, he's going to be one of the speakers there. So me and him will be on stage again. So it'll be a full turnaround. But getting back to the topic, you can see people when they have this enthesis, God within. That's what enthesis means, enthusiasm. And then you know some other people that are just flat out faking it. Hi, Linda. And so my thing with this whole entire deal here is that, again, Matt and Terry and I were talking, is what do you think you could do to get other people to live to their best? Like when I listen to the Washed by the Word, and I'm almost positive it's the second to the last clip in the Washed by the Word. It is the word concerning your destiny and future. And if you listen to that clip and it says, you haven't even lived your best days yet. You haven't experienced the best experiences that you're going to live in your life yet. Do you guys listen to that and went, they got to be talking to somebody else? Because I've already lived my best days. Do any one of you really look at your future with your imagination and really believe that your best days are coming? Sandy said yes. Coach Bob said yes. It's like your best days are coming. So then if your best days are coming, are your actions on a day-to-day basis look like it? Because it's so easy for us, like Jim Rohn said again, it's easy to do, it's easier not to do. So how can you segment a part of your time to just doing something different? You all of you, I believe, is knowing me before I started school. Do any of you look at school? Just went over 1,600 people. Do any of you look at school and see what we created, us as a family, us as a community, and going, wow. Each and every day, you could see signs of it getting gooder and gooder. So how many of you guys think that I'm going to keep the pedal on? Right? It's like, I know communities are going to be an incredible thing. But for those of you that are not creating a community, the way that my mentor made all of his millions and all of the owners of companies and uplines that I've had my entire life, like, do you guys believe that I had something to do with Josh and Jenna's success? That's the way you should be looking at whatever you're involved in. It's like you're a part of that. And you just want to each and every day be the best part of that. Try to figure out, I don't know, for some of you, maybe you can use AI or Google. And just like, what do I need to do on a daily basis to feel more alive? I never even thought about this just right now. I know some of you probably feel more alive consistently just getting on these daily wisdoms. That might be. Thank you, Dustin. So if that's for you, how do you think that you become financially better? Because we can talk about everything other than financially. But if the daily wisdoms or the outwitting the devil, or, Matt's imagination hour on Fridays, if there's being part of this community makes you feel more alive, then wouldn't part of your goal is to get other people plugged in so they feel alive? I was thinking, what's the one reason that people should be part of any community? It should benefit them, shouldn't it? And so sometimes we think about the education part of it instead of just going, hey, I'm telling you right now, you plug into unlimited wisdom, you get on as many lives as you possibly can, and I promise you, you're going to feel better than you feel normally. Would that be a fair statement? Because even some of you have reached out to me, and even when I'm on my crazy parts, where I'm like I'm in your face a little bit and your grill a little bit. Apparently, thank God, and I mean this, I do it in a way where you feel like I still do it with a loving heart. Because if I didn't, you wouldn't get on again. And so that's the point that I wanted to make today. Just simply ask yourself each and every day, are you doing something that's making you feel more alive? What am I doing on a day-to-day basis that would make me feel alive? And being plugged into people is what makes me feel more alive. Having you guys as a community, my family, that's what makes me feel alive. Because some of you, I think that if you really see me on certain days of how I felt prior to getting on alive and then how I feel afterwards, I think that every one of you would probably agree that I probably can bump up my energy and my enthusiasm and my excitement about life when I get on in front of you guys. Would you agree? So, what are you doing on a daily basis? We hear, I guess the last thing I'd like to say is we hear of people like Robin Williams. And we hear about people like this that if they're not in front of a room making people feel good, they just don't want to be a part of this world. It's like that's where they find it. And so I've told people forever, man, if you're ever in a dark place, find a way to go serve others. Find a homeless shelter, find a soup kitchen, go to the hospital and hang out with children. Ask how you can volunteer to help out children because they can be jacked out of their mind and they have literally days to live. That will rub off on you, right? So really, really challenge yourself. Really, really challenge yourself. What could I do on a day-to-day basis to feel more alive? One of the things that, Terry being with Ezra, you know what I mean? Sandy always talking about her grandkids. It's just the way that some of you talk about your pets. You know what I mean? There's things that make you feel more alive when you're doing that. But still, when I think when my last days come, the things that I want is a bunch of experiences that put smiles on faces of people that I love. Those are the snapshots that I want. Not how many numbers was on one of my IRS forms. But money really does make things go a little smoother. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's fun to fly your family around the world, first class. It really is cool. It's awesome. So I love and appreciate you guys. Figure out how to increase your excitement about living. Don't exist. Stop existing. All right? So I love and appreciate you. You guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget about, I'll let Craig do the announcements because he's so great at it.
Robert, bless you. Thank you. What a great message. Another one. Boy, you are on a roll, my friend. And I hope everybody is getting these messages because they're just incredible, uplifting. And thank you so very much. Today, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, we have Outwitting the Devil. It's a book by Napoleon Hill, and it is featuring our Professor Dana Scranton. We're taking this book chapter by chapter based on the audio book. It is incredible. We learn something new every single day, and you don't want to miss it. If you've missed a few of these episodes, please go back, go into the classroom in Unlimited Wisdom, and click on that link into the classroom and catch up. All of the previous episodes are there, so you can get caught up and you could join us in week by week. Even if you just go watch today and then catch up, that's okay. That's okay. Be there. 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. Our schedule for the entire Unlimited Wisdom community is up on the calendar. Take a look at that. And we love and appreciate you. Thank you so very much for being here and supporting us.